What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, retired, legendary, iconic, Hall of Fame, superstar boxer turned boxing pundit, boxing analyst, and also a well-renowned trainer in the sport of boxing. And that's none other than Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones, he finished his career 66 wins, 9 losses, 0 draws, 47 big wins by way of knockout. 5 times in his career, he was knocked out. He stood at 5'11" with a 74-inch arm reach. He started his career, was a champion at 154, went all the way up to become a champion at heavyweight, okay? Roy Jones Jr. is the only guy to ever start his career at junior middleweight and go up all the way up to heavyweight and win a world title, okay? So with that said, you know, Roy Jones is 53 years of age today, and he's a well-renowned trainer in the sport of boxing, trained guys like Chris Eubanks Jr., but he's also a boxing analyst and pundit. Roy Jones was asked about this highly anticipated upcoming showdown this Saturday night, May 28th, in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center between undefeated 3-division world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 26 wins, no losses, no draw, 24 big wins by way of knockout. He's 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach at 27 years of age. He's taking on his fellow stablemate, undefeated WBA lightweight interim title contender in Rolando Romero, who is 14 wins, no losses, no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout. He is 26 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, okay? With that said, they're both currently signed to Mayweather Promotions with legendary retired Hall of Fame iconic superstar boxer Floyd Money Mayweather. With that said, Roy Jones, he gave his thoughts on this fight. He stated that this is a grudge match. He stated that he don't see Gervonta Tank Davis letting this go past 2 rounds. And then he said, and for that matter, I don't see Rolly letting it go past 2 rounds because that's essentially his only chance of winning this fight. He's not fundamentally sound. Now, Roy didn't say that. That's me. He's not fundamentally sound. You know, he's very awkward, has power. So Roy stated that, you know, you look at his record, he only has 14 fights, but he got 12 knockouts. So Roy stated that, you know, that's an indicator that he's a big puncher. He's a knockout artist. So then Roy Jones, he goes on to say that this is a grudge match because he knows that Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions purposely made this fight because they know this is Gervonta Tank Davis's last fight with Mayweather Promotions. He's going on his own. He's going to promote GTD Promotions, Gervonta Tank Davis Promotions. Okay, he's going on his own. So Roy Jones, he stated that this is what Gervonta Tank Davis should have been doing. Okay, he said in the social media era, Gervonta Tank Davis don't need a promoter. He said this is something he whispered in the air also of undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terrence Bud Crawford, who is 38 wins, no losses, no draw, 29 big wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age. He'll be 35 in September, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. So Roy Jones said he whispered in the ear of Terrence Crawford and let Terrence Crawford know, you don't need any promoter. You could do this on your own. He said, I was the first guy to venture out on my own and attempt to fight. And he said, I owed it to myself to do it by myself. You don't need a promoter. So he said, imagine if I had social media era like these guys have today, like Gervonta Tank Davis has today available to his disposal. He stated that I would be living next to Bill Gates. I would be a billionaire. So he said that Gervonta Tank Davis should go on his own because he's already established and he's already a big star, but social media era enhances it, right? He said, but this is a grudge match because Floyd Mayweather set it up because they understand that Gervonta Tank Davis is parting ways. And so with that said, he said that it's no way this fight goes past 2 rounds. He said he believes it's going to be reminiscent of that legendary showdown between Marvelous Marvin Hagler, the late, great, legendary, iconic Hall of Fame superstar, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and retired, legendary, iconic superstar Hall of Fame, and Thomas the Hitman Hearns. So he stated that, you know, he believed it's going to be reminiscent of that showdown, okay, between Tommy Hearns and Marvin Hagler. Now, you know, that fight was epic. Okay, that fight was epic. That was, one of the greatest fights in the history of the sport of boxing. That was back in April of 1985 and went 3 rounds. Okay. Tommy Hearns was knocked out in the 3rd round, but man, right from the opening bell, they exchanged big heated blows, and Tommy Hearns, he cut Marvin Hagler forehead open with a big punch. It was epic by 2 legends. Now, I don't know if Rolly is viewed as going to be a future legend, but we don't know, okay? And so Roy stated that, it's a grudge match because he said they don't have no choice but to be a grudge match if you Floyd Mayweather because you trying to leave my promotional company, right? And here we have one of our fighters that's still signed to us, looking to make a name for himself, trying to prevent, you from exiting with success, right? Now we know you had Hasim Rahman, he recently stated that Floyd Mayweather wants Gervonta Davis to lose, okay, exit on his way out. He said, why would Floyd Mayweather want Tank Davis, who's leaving his promotional company, to be victorious against his fighter who stands? So it only makes sense that Floyd Mayweather would want Rolly to win the fight because he still has Rolly under contract. Okay, so Rolly Romero, imagine if he beats Gervonta Tank Davis on his way out. Imagine what that does for Mayweather Promotions. You understand what I'm saying? That would be huge. You have the guy who beat Tank. Tank is viewed as the cash cow, the mega massive star from 140 on down. Okay, he's the cash cow, the superstar from 140, the pay-per-view cash cow. So imagine if Rolly Romero beats Gervonta Tank Davis on his way out. That would speak absolute volumes. You understand what I'm saying? So with that said, I think that, this is a huge opportunity for Rolly and a huge opportunity for Floyd Mayweather. Okay. But with that said, I just think skill-wise, fundamentally sound, technically, and a southpaw with power in Gervonta Tank Davis, I think that's just going to prove to be too much. And I agree with Roy. I don't know if it's going to end in 2 rounds, but I do believe it'll end before the 6th round, okay? I do think that Gervonta Tank Davis' ring IQ, his ability to make adjustments, his versatility, his skill set, I think that's going to be too much. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe, that Rolly is going to make a mistake in between combinations, right? Because he throws a lot of punches with a lot of bad intentions, but he leaves himself very wide open. Yes, he's very unorthodox. Yes, he's very, strong and big, and he's bigger than Tank. Now, I know in the face-off, it didn't look that much like much of a difference, but you got to factor in what shoes was they wearing. Okay, I believe Rolly was wearing flat shoes and Tank was wearing platforms, so that makes a difference. Okay, but just physically, you can see that Rolly is listed at 5'8", Tank is listed at 5'5", so he's 3 inches taller. He's 68-inch arm reach, Tank's 67, so Tank has extremely long arms to be 5'5". Rolly only has an inch longer arm reach, but he's not a better pure boxer or skill boxer. Okay, he's not more technically sound. So with that said, I think that, it's just a big opportunity for Rolly, but he has more of a puncher's chance. But, the way he approaches his defense is what concerns me for him and his success, because Gervonta Tank Davis is very sharp, very accurate, very high ring IQ, knows how to utilize the rings, when he's going east to west and north to south, okay? Lateral movement. He could fight in the pocket. He could fight on the outside. He can make adjustments. We saw that in his last fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, okay? Where he injured his left hand. He said he fractured it or he sprained it. He injured his left hand, his dominant hand, his power hand in the 5th or 6th round of the fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He made the adjustment to a guy that was shorter than him for the first time in his career, 5'3" with a 63-inch arm reach, much shorter arms, much shorter in height and stature. And so, the fact that Tank Davis, he made the adjustment, okay? He used movement, he used jabs, he changed up the angles, he changed up the look, kept changing the channel on him, changing the picture. and he gave a moving target is very hard to hit. So that's what he did with Isaac Cruz. But he also showed us that he can throw combination punches and he can break you down. And the fact that Rolly throws very wide, very looping, very unorthodox, unpredictable punches that may play a part, but in between that, when you open yourself up with somebody as sharp as Tank, you leave yourself susceptible to be counted. And when you have the power of Gervonta Tank Davis, see, Rolly's 14 wins with 12 wins by way of knockout. So 2 fights went the distance. But Tank is 26 wins and 24 fights by knockout. So only 2 fights went the distance. And Isaac Cruz is one of those is Isaac Cruz, who's a very tough customer and very durable. So let's see how this unfolds. But Roy Jones had very high praise to say it's going to live up to the Hagler-Hearns showdown that took place in '85, where it only went 3 rounds. But he stated that Tank Davis ain't going to allow it, and it's a grudge match. Let's see how it unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.